What's up, everybody? King of Fomo here, coming at you with your daily crypto update. Meme coin season seems to be back again. Pepe is off the charts. Check out my last video that I made about Pepe. This video, we're going to be talking about Ethereum. Ethereum hitting $10,000 by the end of the year. Is it possible? I'm going to let you know King of Fomo's opinion on how that can happen. And I think that it is a realistic possibility if we meet kind of three of these things in the next year or so. So let's take a look at some statistics about Ethereum first before we dive into those three things. The market cap for Ethereum is sitting at $223 billion. That is a little less than half of where Bitcoin is sitting at $550 something billion. So, taking that number one spot, I think is also in the playing cards for sure. If again, we meet these three sort of goals for the next year for Ethereum. So maybe we'll see this market cap going above $500 billion sometime in the next 6 to 8 months. So looking at a couple other things, in case you guys forgot, over a year ago, Ethereum's all-time high was close to $5,000, November 10th, 2021, $4,878. So those are just some numbers to think about before we kind of move on here and talk about some of the other stuff. So here are the 3 points right here. Ethereum to $10,000. The first point I want to talk about is the validator lockup percentage. So looking at a couple things, the first thing we look at right here is how much percent of Ethereum is locked up in staking right now. So right now there's about 16% of the entire Ethereum supply locked up in staking. And I've talked about this before. Many people were waiting for staking withdrawals to get unlocked before they decided to go and put their Ethereum in here because they wanted to have some liquidity and be able to pull it out if they needed for whatever reason. Now they have that option, and we're starting to see the effects of this first point come through. And this is something that you really do want to pay attention to. I think this is really going to affect the price of Ethereum in the near term. So this is what I'm talking about right here. So we have two queues right here. Now, I think on average, I think it's every single hour, about 76 validators enter and 76 validators exit. That number might be a little different, but it's close to that number. 76 validators are allowed to come in and leave at that exact moment every single hour. So that's how these calculations come about, like 139 hours to empty this queue, 239 hours to empty this queue right here. This is the entrance queue, so this is how many people are in line to join the Ethereum validator mainnet, right? And this is how many people are in line to leave the Ethereum validator mainnet, right? So there are more people leaving than entering right now, but because I said what I said before, it is sort of rate limited, so that 76 validators leaving and entering every single hour makes it net zero. 76 leave, 76 come in, so nothing changes until one of these queues goes completely empty, or one of these queues goes below 76 validators. So what that means, and we can take a look at a couple other things here. Let's see what I want to look at right here. Yeah, so 581,841 validators. This number is not really going to change at all until the one of the validator queues, the lines empties. So I think once we get to that point where the numbers starts to change and we start to see more validators leaving or more validators coming in, that's going to be a good really seeing point as to how Ethereum is doing in terms of people trusting the system, people jumping in, or people leaving. And the other thing to keep in mind, guys, 16.03%, that is a very, very small number. You can look at a lot of other blockchains, a lot of these other top blockchains that have staking available for them, and, BNB, Avalanche, Polygon, they have numbers like 50, 60, 70%, of their tokens staked, of their total supply staked. And that's because people want to take advantage. People don't like to just have their coins sitting in a wallet if they don't have to do that. And I think the same case is going to be true for Ethereum. I think that Ethereum can definitely get to those numbers of, a lot higher, definitely more than double this, 30%, maybe 50, 60% of the total supply being staked. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And if you've been following these numbers over the past couple weeks since the withdrawals were open, you'll notice that It sort of flipped. This number was a lot lower, right? It was less than half, way less than half. Now it's a little more than half of the exiting queue. So it's getting closer, is what I'm saying. So once this number, this entering number starts to surpass or overtake this exiting number, I think that's when people are going to start looking at this a little bit closer and say, well, Ethereum's got a lot more Ethereum queued up to be locked in than leaving out. And that's what people were predicting negatively before, was so many people are going to leave Ethereum. They're going to dump. It's going to dump because so many people are going to get out. Well, if they're wrong, then this number is going to overtake this number. And then you're going to have to admit that they're wrong, and you're having more Ethereum going in than exiting. And I'm not counting rewards right there, because rewards is going to kind of change these numbers up a little bit, but that's negligible when it comes to the long term of people staking and exiting. All right, so moving on from there, the second point I want to talk about is the regulatory clarity. So regulatory clarity is another one that I think is going to be a huge moment for Ethereum. Right now, the SEC is kind of all over the place with their pants down, trying to regulate by enforcement. And I think people are starting to realize, like the layman, the regular person, they're starting to realize that they're not doing things in a very good way when it comes to crypto. Regulation by enforcement, they're being very anti-crypto and not helping the development of the market. And the reason why I think regular citizens are noticing this instead of just crypto bros is because there are a ton of other places out there, other states, other countries that are saying, no, we're not going to do it this stupid way. We're going to allow people to develop crypto. We want cryptocurrencies to thrive in our countries, and we want the developers to come here, and we want the the companies to be founded here. And that's what's happening right now. So like you have companies like Coinbase saying, we're going to leave the United States instead of shop somewhere else. And I think that once the layman or the regular person starts to see, well, why are we throwing away all of the development, all of the talent, and giving the talent to other countries instead of, having some of the development and talent happen in the United States? And that's something that I think the SEC is going to have to face. They're going to have to face the fact that they're the ones that are pushing people away from doing anything in crypto in the United States. And sure, that would be a great strategy if cryptocurrency completely fails and, people get to laugh at it and say, well, the SEC was right, the United States was right to kind of kick crypto away because it's a giant scam. But if the opposite happens and crypto becomes even more popular, it goes up even more, and it's not just the number go up kind of thing, but cryptocurrency becomes more popular and used in general, and just more popular in the general public, then we're going to be way behind when it comes to development, and like we're going to start blaming the people that started kicking out the anti-crypto people once this thing does become a staple, which is what a lot of other countries are saying. This is a very helpful thing. We're going to work with it instead of work against it. So I think that in the next year, it's definitely possible to see some regulatory clarity when it comes to whether or not these things are securities, and just laws in general when it comes to cryptocurrencies being more clear. And I think that once we get to that point, it's going to affect Bitcoin and Ethereum and the top cryptos sort of the most, and it'll be positive for the market once people just know what they can and can't do. Because the most negative thing is not knowing what to do, and like scaring people into saying, whatever you do, I'm going to sue you and fine you up the wazoo. Roll the dice. Hopefully you don't do the wrong thing. You're probably going to do the wrong thing. And that's kind of the way that we're doing things right now. So that's the second point. Look forward to kind of following some people on Twitter and other places that are getting involved in this, who are knowing about what's happening with regulation with crypto, to understand how that's going to affect Ethereum and Bitcoin in the long run. If we don't see regulatory clarity this year, then I don't think we're going to see Ethereum to $10,000 this year at all. The third one is timely roadmap updates. So this is the website right here, the Ethereum.org website. And let me see I think they have the roadmap in here. I didn't open that up. Roadmap. So it's going to be right here. We'll open this in another tab. But yeah, so some numbers to look at right here. The Ethereum price is $1,856, 862,000 transactions, $53 billion locked up in DeFi. So that's a number that we want to kind of pay attention to right here. Ethereum's not going anywhere. Right now, it's still the top platform of all. Even though we have insane gas fees, actually gas fees are pretty low right now, 35 Gwei, it's pretty good. But insane gas fees over the past couple days for Pepe coin and other things. Seeing 70 Gwei, 50 Gwei on average. Let's see, what is the average for the past 7 days? Yeah, about 45 Gwei is the average for the past 7 days. Pretty crazy high numbers. I think that's, what was I talking about? Oh, the fact that the amount locked on Ethereum is still way higher than everything else. That means Ethereum is still very, very trusted, regardless of the super high gas fees. And time will tell if it'll keep that. So-called Ethereum killers will have to knock that percentage down quite a bit if Ethereum's going to become irrelevant. That's a thing that people are concerned with. Well, what if Ethereum becomes irrelevant in the next year and something better comes out? It has to overcome a giant mountain that Ethereum has right now in terms of market share of everything, of the people, and of everything in general. So the other thing we want to look at is the roadmap, the Ethereum roadmap. Let me scroll down here. I think I have this on Twitter as well. Vitalik Buterin had made a post. Now this post is a little overcomplicated, so I'm just going to look at the website right here. But this is what's coming up for Ethereum, and there's some exciting stuff here. So the merge already happened. The surge, I think that's sort of in the process of happening right now. And then next is going to be the scourge. So let me go to the website because, again, this is super complicated. This simplifies it a little bit. So the merge is what already happened. The surge is upgrades that related to scalability by rollups and data sharding. So I believe that is actually the next thing, the surge. So scalability means that they're trying to make it so that you can, like right now, I think Ethereum passes like 15 transactions a second. They want to go to 100,000 transactions per second, and it's through something called, I think it's like dank sharding. You don't need to worry about the names too much, but the main thing you need to worry about is they're trying to really upscale the amount that Ethereum can be used. To the levels of things like you're seeing in Solana. So this is a huge undertaking, and this would be a huge upgrade to a problem that people had. Like, the biggest problem that people had with Ethereum before was it uses up too much energy, and people were able to say, man, Ethereum sucks because it uses up so much energy. But then they stopped that with proof of stake. And now the other thing is Ethereum can't scale anymore. Nobody's going to be able to use it. Only 15 transactions per second. That's so bad. Well, with the surge, which is supposed to happen towards the end of this year, it's slated to happen towards the end of 2023. That's going to be a big deal if they can get 100,000 transactions or even closer to that number per second. So definitely look forward to this surge happening in a hopefully timely manner. Now, Ethereum is sort of notorious for taking a little bit longer than their scheduled dates for things. So it might not happen in 2023, it might happen in 2024, early 2024, or maybe late 2024. But this other thing is true. They have been better with that. So they're not, like before, they were years late when it comes to coming out with stuff. But with this recent Shanghai update, they were only a couple months late for launching that. So hopefully the trend continues and the surge is out hopefully early 2024 at the latest. And we're going to have some scalability available in Ethereum, which would be great to see. Some other things to look forward to soon after that: censorship resistance. So that's just going to help prevent governments from killing crypto. That's the short version of that. The Verge is helping verify blocks more easily. So a lot of this is just going to help with validators, but just help with the network overall. The Purge, same thing. Computational cost reduced. For those of you who run validators, you know it takes up a ton of memory, so they're going to reduce the amount of memory and reduce the amount that it's going to cost for you to make a validator and run a node, because it does cost a lot of money to purchase systems that run nodes. And there's other stuff too. But the main thing is you have stuff coming out soon, right? It's not, we are thinking about coming out with something in the next 5 years, right? You have something that's coming out at the end of this year to look forward to. So the merge in Shanghai was not the last thing to look forward to. If that does happen by the end of 23, we do have the surge happen by the end of 2023. Then again, I think that is the third and major final factor to see Ethereum hit $10,000 by the end of the year. So the three things, again, just to summarize it, up, validator lockup percentage. If that number continues to increase, again, right here is what you want to look at. This is whenmerge.com. Make sure that this number is bigger than this number, and hopefully this number decreases down below 76, and a lot of people are coming in. That's going to be the first factor to getting Ethereum to the road to $10,000 by the end of the year. The second one is regulatory clarity. That's going to be super important for all of crypto, for people to understand what's going to happen and just get people developing in the United States again, right? People excited to talk about crypto without being scared of being sued by the SEC. And then finally, timely roadmap updates. As long as Ethereum gets their stuff out reasonably on time, then I think that we could see Ethereum hit $10,000 by the end of 2023, hopefully the beginning of 2024, provided nothing else goes terribly, terribly wrong in crypto. That is everything for today, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're not a member of Patreon, consider becoming a member of Patreon to get access to all of my videos earlier than everyone else here on YouTube. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Maybe we'll be talking about some dApps in that one. I haven't decided what my next video is going to be about. But anyway, that's it. Peace out.